Welcome to Martin Park. We really appreciate everybody coming tonight. Say that again?
A little louder.
A little louder? I don't know how much louder I can go.
Just a little.
That's good?
Yeah.
How's that? All right. So I want to thank everybody for coming tonight for the Methuen C.A.R.E.S initiative and Methuen Police Department's first overdose vigil. There's not anyone that I know that this doesn't affect. So first off, I'd like to thank everybody for coming. We have the mayor couldn't make it; he's at a city event. Chief Solomon, thank you for coming. Representatives Campbell and DeZoglio are here. Phil Leahy from MVP ASAP, thank you for coming. Dennis Marcello from Senator Ives' office. So it's really good to see that we have the support of legislators as well, because with them, MVP ASAP was started, and we were able to start reducing the stigma, and I think that's very, very important. So now what I'm going to do is turn it over to Jen Burns, who's one of our C.A.R.E.S representatives. She's a community engagement specialist, and she'll start the program.
Thank you, Sarge. Can everybody hear me? All right, I'm going to yell, but I don't like to yell. I'd like to thank everyone for being here, and my heart goes out to everyone who has lost someone to the disease of addiction. I'd like to thank our chief for allowing us to be able to do this event. We have a lot of events that are happening in the city of Methuen this weekend, and I'm hoping that everybody can attend. For those of you who are just joining us now, to the left of me on the table, we have lists if you would like to put your loved one's name on it. We will be doing a reading of the names a little later on. And also the little purple bags are for you to take with you. We have been passing out candles. We will light those in a little bit. There's a couple of people in the audience who have agreed to share, and I'd like to call them up. If there's anybody in the audience that would like to come up and speak, you're more than welcome to. Just let me know. I'll carouse the audience when I hand over the microphone to Mr. Doug Griffin. Oh, there he is there.
Let's hear it for Doug.
Thanks for coming. I just have a couple words to say here. My wife and I just got back from Washington where we met with the director we met with the director of National Drug Control Policy, Mr. Bonicelli, and a few others. And the word up there is that everybody is trying as hard as they can. We're passing a lot of bills, but there's still no money coming down. So we need to keep the pressure on our representatives and not to call you out, but to push for funding. We need the funding.
Yes.
And we need people to volunteer. We need businesses to kick in. And we need people to erase the stigma. We need to get these kids back to work. We need to accept them and welcome them home. And be proud of them, be part of our families again. And I want to thank everybody here for coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next woman I'd like to come up to speak, I really honor her healing through her artwork. I'm going to introduce Anne-Marie to come up and speak. And if you all see behind us here, Angels of Addiction, I'll let her explain. Yeah, you're going to hold it and speak.
Hi, I'd like to thank everybody here for coming. My daughter Jacqueline passed away from heroin in 2014, October 18th. I have been mourning her death for 3 years now, and hopefully, the healing has taken place, a lot of it. And a lot of the ways that I'm doing it is through painting portraits of people who have died from heroin that ask me to. And I have about 50 done right now. And that's unbelievable because portraits take a long time. And I would just really like to thank everybody for keeping the pressure on everybody. I talk to people that don't even know if, well, I don't know how they do it. Why do they still do it? They don't understand that the brain has changed almost to like caveman-like back that far. And that's why our kids can't stop. It's so addictive. And now it's Russian roulette. Because you can die of heroin and fentanyl anytime. You just don't know it. And I think it's really important for us as parents to speak out. Don't let it slide under the rug. I talk to everybody I meet about this. I explain to them why and my feelings as a parent. And it can happen to anyone. As we all know, it happened to us. We were good parents. Sure, it happened to all of you when you were good parents. We want to, get those pushers off the street and get a good life for our kids. Thank you.
Thank you both for sharing. I'd like to open it up. If anybody would like to come up and say a few words, you're more than welcome to do that.
Good evening. My name is Mary Ellen, and heroin, addiction of all sorts has been hitting my home, my family, for a very, very long time. This last January, I lost my nephew, who was 31, died on January 31st. And not only him, I have a son who thinks he's beyond death. And if that is not a scary thing, nothing is. Right now he's doing well, and it's been a lot because I didn't give up. I kept stepping on him. I kept stepping, saying, this ain't gonna happen. Not on my watch. And I was his worst enemy. And I says, if I don't do this and you hate me, then I'm not doing my job. And I've had the cops come to my house many times, and they have helped me to get through my suffering too, and my family's. And I'll tell you right now, there is nothing better going on right now with all of us coming together to fix this problem. We need each other. We need to face the fact that our kids are gonna die if they don't. We need to be there for them when they say, I need help, and go the distance. With my son, he doesn't think help is out there for him. So he's managing on his own to do what he needs to do. And I am proud of him of that, but it's difficult because it's always I've had 3 generations of addictions, and one has died in each one. So for the last 3 generations, one from each generation has died. My father was a police officer in Methuen, and he had problems. And he died at a very, very young age. And I had a sister, my youngest sister. She also died of addiction. And now Sean. And now I'm praying that we all have a way to survive this horrible, horrible epidemic. That's all.
Hi, I'd just like to ask the audience one more time if there's somebody that would like to come up and share. Oh, ow. Please do so. Okay,
Say how you feel. You have to like it. Don't say how you feel.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see the people out here that care a great deal about the problem. Everyone here is doing the best they can with what they have, and I appreciate the police and Jen and everyone that's put this together. And tomorrow they have the improbable plays, and Sunday the recovery walk. And we're here because we're trying to figure out what to do, and it doesn't appear that we have an answer at this point. So what do? Do you lose hope? No, I guess you can't lose hope. You have to keep going. 6 months ago, on the 23rd, I got the knock by the Methuen police on my door at 3 a.m. with Matthew, my son's fiance, and my little grandson, and the parents' worst nightmare. Your son is dead. And, what do you do? What do you do, Ironically, earlier today, I had a parent at the football game right up here, flag football, come to me and say, thank you so much, you really helped my child out. And, because I've been at this for a long time. This is my 41st year in the Methuen Public Schools, and we're trying as hard as we can to do our part, but the schools can only play a certain role. But anyway, as a parent, I'm here today because I'm not going to give up hope. I'm not going to let the freaking disease that I hate more than life itself, because it took my beautiful boy, crush me, crush my family. And I firmly believe that it's the love of the family. You that know me, and most of you know of me, know that we come from a decent family, a good family, that we tried to do the best thing that we could for our children. Why my son? Why not your daughter or your son? No one knows, and that's the scary thing. At around 2:30 this afternoon, right up here, I pulled my car into the parking lot to go in the gym, because if I don't go to the gym, I don't know what I'll do. And right next to me, I saw someone with a big pin broken in half and a piece of aluminum foil and a Bic lighter, and he's smoking heroin right there. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether to bang on the door, call the police, or what to do. But how freaking ironic that right under my nose, as I pull in, there's yet another young man heading his way towards death. Just say no. People laugh at it, but I'm wondering, because if you don't get involved in it initially, you don't have to deal with the disease. Also, we're not talking about the people left behind, the people left to pick up the pieces, the grandparents who have to take care of their grandchildren, the loved ones. What do? We just try to move on with our friends and our family, and that's why I'm here today, to share my experience. I feel like giving up hope. I really do. But then there's part of me that says, no, I have a little boy. I have family that love me. And so that's the only thing I can share with you tonight. I have no freaking answers. If I did, my son would be here with me. It just looked like he was getting so close. And what happens is, I think, they just get a little sobriety and they think maybe just one more time. And he had a 70% blockage of his right aorta. He's 29 years old. But ultimately, there were drugs in his body that took my boy. And it could be your son or your daughter. So I know you're here because you support us, and I'm not going to ramble. I just want to thank all the people who go in, day out, doing their work. We're going day in, day out. The police are going in, day out, but it's just so overwhelming. So all we can do is just try to get one more person, one more friend, one more family member to join us in this fight. I don't know if it's a fight. I don't know if it's winnable, but we're not going to give up. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name's Christina. I'm actually the founder of Haverhill Against Heroin, and when I first came here tonight, a woman stood next to me and was like, how many of those people do you actually know? And sad enough, people that I know, that I've used with, family members, over 30 people I've lost since 2003. from here to Maine to New Hampshire. The very first person was my uncle James Mazzoni, through coke and heroin, and then doing outreach. Then people become friends, a close to family, just like Chris Honor. Amanda? No. I know, I'm trying so hard right now not to. I met Chris doing outreach up at the Rockingham County Jail doing visits. And it wasn't until his passing that I met his mom and everyone else. And I know it's a fight and it's a war on the epidemic. Now it's being called a pandemic. I know it doesn't feel like that we're winning it all, but we gotta start somewhere. And being here, we're starting somewhere. Thanks.
Years ago, I lost my son.
Can't hear you.
Sorry.
Can't hear you, Elaine.
5 years ago, I lost my son
I think it's
to a
fine.
heroin overdose. I'll start again. My name is Elaine. 5 years ago, I lost my son to a heroin overdose. A year and a half ago, I lost his best friend to a heroin overdose. I am a licensed drug and alcohol counselor. I've worked in the field of addictions for over 20 years. I've seen so many people die. I've tried to help so many people. I've tried to help my own child. Don't have the answers. All I do know is that you need to be there for them when they're ready. They need to be ready, and you need to be there, and we need to have services in place for them to access for when they're ready. Not everyone's going to be ready, and it's a tough, tough road. And for me to stand here and shaking like a leaf, when it's like it happened yesterday for me. I don't know how I go to work every day and try to help other people, but I continue to do so. And just hope that we have resources for them. And I think that's what we need to keep fighting for, is more resources, more money to come into our systems, our cities, and our towns, and to not give up hope.
Hello, my name is Frank, and I've been in the battle of addiction since I was 14. And I won some and I lost some. Thank God people around me had Narcan to save my life. Now I've had about a month of not using anything at all. But in my situation, I had to go for treatment. I could not stay away from the heroin or the Percocets or whatever without being in treatment. That's my situation. My sister died, Mary Ellen, she's my sister. My sister died, my father died from the disease, and my nephew, and now I have another nephew who's in danger right now. Ever since I don't even realize it. So it's a steady fight. And you just have to keep getting up every day and believe that with God's help, you're going to be able to crack the nut of addiction one way or another, because if not, these kids are going to keep dying. And that's about it, because I see too many kids die. Too many. All right, that's it.
Frankie.
Frankie.
Is there anyone else who would like to come up and share?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jim Sanfani. I'm Anne Marie's husband. That's all I'm always
Okay.
I'd like to thank everybody also for coming out tonight. One thing I'd like to mention, if I could, is that Angels of Addictions is having a fundraiser next Thursday at Uno's in the Plastow Haverhill line. We have tickets up here, the pink ones, and there are sheets of paper here that explain what we're doing with our nonprofit. We have 501c3, and we're trying to help, as you know, with awareness and education. Letting people know what this disease is doing to everyone. Okay, a lot of help from our friend Phil Leahy and his wife Fran, who doesn't let me talk too much. And of course, Doug and Pam Griffin. And that's our daughter on the left up there, Jacqueline. And the third one on the right is Courtney Griffin. And the one on the end is Chris Owen. Those are the first four that we paint, that Amory painted. And they go with us everywhere. And that's part of what Amory's trying to do, is to have these bright, colorful portraits and paintings to give to the families. Someone mentioned the people left behind have to be, devastated. So this way they have something to look at. And it's something I think that's really good for them. Okay? Again, I thank everyone, and we will try and be at other events. We're going to Finley School tomorrow. In Methuen. We'll be there tomorrow. And we'll be in as many other events as we can get to, because again, what's going is awareness, education. And we'd appreciate it if you could help us by going to the Uno's next Thursday. Take out, eat in, all day. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Patricia, and I first and foremost want to thank everybody that has anything to do with putting this on. It's been 2 years since I lost my son, my hero, my best friend, my first son, the absolute love of my life, because every mother loves every child they have, whether it's one child or 6 children. And it's been the worst 2 years of my life. Losing him was like losing my heart. And my heart goes out to everyone that is here and that has to go through what I know, what I feel, and what I've been through. And I'm sorry for everyone's pain. But I do thank the people that have put the show on tonight, because too many times, because it's been a year, it's been 2 years, it's been 5 years, or 6 years, or 10 years, we never forget. But it seems as though other people tend to forget. I will never forget, and this just brings more awareness to remind me and that people do care, and that there are people out there that still want to keep our loved ones alive. I truly appreciate this. I try to do the best I can to help the addictions. I am a psychiatric nurse. I deal with it every single day of my life. And I know what it's like for the families to deal with an addict, and I know what it's like for an addict to go through what they go through. It's not an easy life for either one. I do the best I can to talk and try to make sense to all of them as much as I know and what I've been through. The biggest problem, I think, is not having enough beds. These people that are addicted, they want help, they need help so desperately, and they want help. Let's face it, people don't wake up in the morning and say, hey, I want to be an addict today. Hey, it just doesn't happen. It just happens. The way it happens, everyone has a story. I can tell you, I don't believe in my heart that they just wake up one day and say, I want to be an addict. Let me ruin my whole life. Let me ruin my whole family's life. I don't believe that's what they're meant to do. So they need help. They want help. The problem is there's not enough beds out there. And I see and I hear how much these kids want help, and they're calling places and calling places. I see them on the unit doing it for themselves. I hear that they've been there, been trying to call. They end up just using because they lose hope. It's dreadful, and it's just an epidemic, and I think
this is a huge start by acknowledging it. I am so grateful for this night, and I appreciate this night, and I hope it happens more, and I hope that it continues each year, because I will never forget, and I will always do the best I can, because that's what helps me get through my pain. Because I know my son Dominic knows what I do for a living, and he tried telling me, Mom, you shouldn't be in that job, it's too dangerous. It's not for me because I love it. I love what I do, and I love helping people. And by helping me, it is helping other people. If I can do whatever I can to help somebody stay clean, I do so. Whatever it takes. And I don't sugarcoat anything at work to these kids that come in that are using. I do not sugarcoat anything. And they know that for me, so they always come and talk to me, and I'm grateful for that, and I'm thankful for that. So, God bless everyone. I just came up here, I didn't have this planned, I didn't know I was going to be speaking, and I just came up and let God put out those words from my heart. So, God bless everybody, and I'm sorry for all your pain, but I'm very thankful for tonight.
The one thing I forgot to mention was Jackie was living with us when she died. And I knew that she was in constant pain. You know, instead of pushing her buttons, I would go up and hug her and tell her I love her and nothing else. And at least she knows in her heart she could always rely on us. You know, I really think that's something parents should do without, you know, I know the fights you can get into, but that I think is something that's going to stick with them and you. Thank you. Is there anybody else who'd like to come up? At this time, I'd like to ask State Representative Diana DiZoglio to come up and share a few words.
First of all, I just want to thank Jennifer and the Methuen Police Department for putting on this vigil for our community. It is so important that we continue to come together after these tragic incidents happen in our families. There's a whole generation of young people that are counting on us to continue to fight this fight and to stick together. It's not easy though, you can't do it alone. There's strength in numbers. There's power in your story. There's power in your testimony. And you here tonight are able to be the most effective in combating this issue than anybody. Because no one really cares how much you know about something until they know how much you care. And you care more than anybody. When I look around this circle here, I look into your eyes, what you see? Pain. I see pain, but I see love. I see strength. You came here tonight, and there was a reason you came here. You're going to be able to be effective in this community. Out of tragedy, there's going to be hope. And this group hasn't lost hope. We are going to see change for the better in this community, and it's going to be through you. So thank you for coming out. Please continue to come out. Tomorrow, we have the Substance Abuse Project Forum that Phil Leahy and Methuen Police and Jennifer are all going to be helping to put on. Hope to see many of you there. let's keep sticking together. Let's keep working together, because we can't do it without you. I thank you for coming.
At this time, I'd like to ask State Representative Linda Dean Campbell to come up and say a few words. Is this good? Sorry. Sorry. First of all, I want to say that you will always be in my heart and in my prayers. And I can't say that any more sincerely than I am. I want to relay a circumstance that happened to me just a little while ago near the Irish Cottage. I was at the nail salon. I came out, my car was blocked, and I couldn't leave. And it was because the ambulance was there, as with some firefighters as well as several police. And it involved an overdose. And the people there, the 3 young men there that were overdosing, were about the age of my son. And they pulled one of the young men out of the back of the car, and, you know, I heard one of the folks say, one of the officers say, you know, he doesn't have a pulse. And they did everything they could, and they administered Narcan. And in his case, he was saved. What I heard behind me, though, was a comment that this has happened before to these young men here. They've vandalized. They've been here in this parking lot. How many times are we going to give them Narcan? And that experience, I think, will change me forever. I mean that. And so you're here tonight because you have to fight that. And I bring that story up because the police officers and the firefighters who were there treated those 3 young men magnificently. Their compassion towards those young men, I think, could change the minds of so many people. And I want to thank them for what they do each and every day. Their humanity and their compassion is on display in our community every single day. And so, you know, as someone that's in government, I ask you to make sure that you stay in this fight. It is a fight, just like a fight against cancer. It's going to be long and drawn out, but we can't do it without you. And we have to look at this as a battle that's only going to be won when everyone's on board, because we have to continue to convey the message that it can happen to any one of us, and anyone in our family. And I just want to thank all of you for being here, because this brings that message across. And I thank you for your courage, and I thank, again, our law enforcement personnel and our firefighters and Jen and Jacqueline and everyone else that is educating us that this could happen to each and every one of us. So God bless you, and thank you all for being here. I'm just going to ask one more time before we light the candles and Jacqueline comes up and reads the names. Is there anybody that would like to share?
I'd like to say the Our Father. Just like to say a prayer. God bless my best friend and my son Tommy. Thank God my son made it through. Just like to say, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Thank you. So at this time, I'd like to introduce my partner with the C.A.R.E.S, which the acronym stands for Community Addiction Resource Engagement Services. It's an honor and privilege to be in this position with Jackie, and we're very blessed to have this job, and that the city approved it, and that the chief hired us, and that also Sarge supervises us along with Lieutenant, and allowed us to be able to do this for the community. So at this time, I'd like to ask Jacqueline to come up.
Is everyone's candle lit? Okay, I'm going to read the names, and afterwards I'm going to read a prayer. If there's anyone's names that haven't been called, just let me know and we can mention them, okay? Megan Brady, Naomi Velasquez, Jay Cloutier, John Patrick, Jill Diddy, Amanda Holmes, Felipe Rojas, Stephen, Jacqueline Zanfania, Bobino Demers, Courtney Griffin, James Mazzoni, Amanda Zuccala, Chris LePage, Chris Shine, Scott Rogers, Shane Walsh, Dylan Borelli, Jeff Middlemas, Alan Carrera, Thomas Chasen, J.J. O'Brien, Michael Battano, Tommy Colonna, Kelly Johnson, Alyssa King, Matthew Bruder, Angela Gill, Sean Tukett, Christopher Honor, Casey Hansen, Jay Ryan, Sally Jane Hanna, Kim Shollick, Cassandra Little, Joshua, Dominic DeSazzo, Jonathan Frazier, Dan S., Mandy Hewitt. Is there any names that would like to be mentioned? Tom Gregg. Drake, I'm sorry.
My father, Francis J. Hanna.
Francis what?
Francis J. Hanna.
J.
Hanna.
Francis J. Han. I'm there inside your heart. Right now, I'm in a different place, and though we seem apart, I'm closer than I ever was. I'm there inside your heart. I'm with you when you read each day. I'm with you when the sun shines bright. I'm there to share the sunsets too. I'm with you every night. I'm with you when the times are good, to share a laugh or two. And if a tear should start to fall, I'll still be there for you. And when the day arrives that we're no longer apart, the smile will hold you close to me forever in my heart. These are all inside your bags with the stones. If anyone needs to talk, Jennifer and I are always available, as is Phil and Fran. We hope you enjoyed tonight, and your loved ones will always be in your memories and with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.